I'm Dr. Kristen R. Bromley. This video series, which is part of my online music academy, specifically accompanies Note Reading Book 3 from my Method book series. Like all my books, this selection is available to purchase through Amazon and Google Play. For help, see the links in the description below. In the videos which are part of this specific course, I progress through the lessons in Note Reading Book 3. With the book, you can work through all the songs and exercises, and in the process come to know the entire fretboard and master the skill of playing written notes all along the neck. Alright, let's get to jamming in this lesson. Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome back for lesson 23 that goes with Note Reading Book 3. In this lesson, we're looking at some keys that have 7 sharps or 7 flats. So this is kind of unusual. We'll go ahead and talk about it. On page 198 in the book, there's some directions and some explanation. So in the major keys, the key of C flat major has 7 flats. That means every single note has a flat. And the key of C sharp major has 7 sharps. Every single note has a sharp. And then the relative minor keys, we got A flat minor, 7 flats. Every note has a flat, and A sharp minor, 7 sharps. Every note has a sharp. Now, we don't run into these keys very often because there is an enharmonic key that has less accidentals. But in a way, these are actually pretty easy to read in when we're along the neck. For the same reason that we compared sort of G major to G flat major or A major to A flat major, these keys that sit next to each other, or we have the same alphabet letter and then different accidentals for the 2 keys, and we're on the neck, they sit next to each other, they're just 1 fret apart. They're actually easier, and I think that the keys of C flat and C sharp major, or A flat minor and A sharp minor versus A minor and C major are actually easier to read in so many ways than some of the other ones. I think our mind can wrap around it a little easier, probably because every note is an accidental and we're just moving our hand. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. First on the enharmonic side, and when I say enharmonic keys, what I mean by that? Well, if we look at C sharp major, so we've got C major, with my middle finger on the 8th fret of the 6th string, I can play a major scale. C sharp major, then if I move my whole hand up, I can play in C sharp major. Or alternatively, if I move my whole hand down to where my middle finger's on the 7th fret, I can play C flat major. So what's an enharmonic key? Well, if we go back up to C sharp major, C sharp and D flat are enharmonic notes. So when we're looking here on the fretboard, we know that we have a D at the 10th fret, we have a C at the 8th fret on the 6th string. So C sharp or D flat, they have the same name. So when we're playing C sharp major, to our ear we're simultaneously playing D flat major. So the 2 keys sound the same. There's no difference. The difference is on paper, the names of the notes and how we're reading it on the staff and the names that we're giving them, but to our ear they're the exact same. Those are enharmonic keys. So I could explain this as C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, C sharp. Or I could explain it as D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. But it's the same sound. So when we're reading music, it's more common to actually be reading in the key with less sharps or flats. So C sharp major and D flat major have the same notes, so we're going to see D flat major more often than we're going to see C sharp major. Alternatively, C flat major has the same notes to our ear as B major. So C flat, D flat, E flat, F flat, G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, or B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. To our ear, it sounds the same, but on paper, it looks different. And so those are enharmonic keys, and we're going to read in those more often. But you can practice with these keys because there's times where we go through and we actually read in it, or something, a piece of music might modulate through these keys for a brief amount of time rather than the whole song being written in them. Now, the way to practice with these keys is to do the same thing that we've done with some of the previous lessons, like lesson 20 or 18 or so on, where it it to where we use exercises from a previous lesson to practice with just by changing the key signature. So all the lessons that we did, the first 10 lessons in the book where we were working with no sharps or flats, well, we can read any of the songs or exercises and then just change the key signature to match these with 7 sharps or 7 flats. So we could go ahead and look at that just a little bit. If we flip over to page 5, we'll go way back to page 5 where we were working on the C major scale, single octave scale, just single octave scale, and we were using scale form 1 and then we used scale form 2. So I'm looking at exercise 8, well, number 8, which is exercise 4 on page 5. And if I were playing this in C major as it's written, I could use various scales. Just for the moment here, we're just going to stick to scale form 1 and look at the ways that we can do this. Scale form 1, my middle finger is at the 8th fret on that 6th string. So if I was playing in C major, I could play this entire exercise using scale form 1 there. There's other places I could do it, but that's one of the places. Then, if I wanted to practice with C sharp major, I would change this key signature to have 7 sharps. And then I just move my hand up 1 fret higher, and I can read those notes using scale form 1, now with my middle finger on the 9th fret. And I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that with number 8. We can go ahead and do that together. So we're going to read this as if it's in C sharp major instead of C major, changing that key signature. So we got 1, 2, ready, go. Simple as that. Now alternatively, if we were going to do it in C flat major, we would add 7 flats to this key signature, and we would read this exercise using scale form 1. We could use it at that 7th fret where we're on the C flat note, play scale form 1 there. So I'm going to replay number 8, so C major scale exercise 4, which we've now turned into C flat major scale exercise 4, and I'm going to go ahead and read it there. So we're going to have 1, 2, ready, go. So it's as simple as that. Now we have done all these different songs and exercises throughout this book using the scale system, so I don't really need to re-explain the scale system because we did so much with C major, and all we have to do is you can find the single octave forms. So we've got scale form 1 on that 6th string, then on the 5th string, we got it on the 4th string, and we got it where we start on the 3rd string. And all I got to do, that was for C, all we got to do is play 1 fret higher for C sharp, 1 fret lower for C flat. And then we have alternatively scale form 2, which starts with the pinky. I've got one that starts on that 6th string, one that starts on the 5th string, and one that starts on the 4th string. And then we know we've got our 5 positional forms when we combine those together that come out of that. So with C major, we have down in 2nd position, where our middle finger is on that 3rd fret. And then the next position up, I've got my pinky on the 8th fret, playing scale form 2 to 1. And then we put our middle finger there, and we've got the scale form. And then we've got the C at the 10th fret of the 4th string. And then we've got our pinky at the 15th fret on the 5th string. And of course we have the minor scales and the minor exercises as well. And lessons 1 through 10, we can go at it. You can go at it with the C major, and there's a lot of extensive time we spent with C major because getting that down really opens the neck up for us. And then we look at these other keys. We're practicing in C sharp major, C flat major, or with the minor, practicing in A flat minor, A sharp minor. You can do just by simply moving 1 fret higher or 1 fret lower. So super easy. We run into these keys from time to time. If you need to practice them, that's how you do it. I hope you're having fun with the guitar. Take care. We'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For help with other guitar playing skills, check out more of my method books and the numerous lessons available as part of my online academy here on YouTube. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.